Morning everybody, how are you? My name's Iris Smith and I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Right guys, thank you for all your wonderful messages yesterday on the little health that we did, and thank you as well. I think it was Cindy who sent me a link to watch all different types of naughty things the elves get up to. It was really quite fun to watch. Right, today I'm going to be doing a 16-inch grapevine wreath, and I'm going to be doing it in the colours red and black. So this could maybe be used for Halloween or maybe, Christmas as well. So I've loosened the wreath a little bit to make it slightly a bit more rough looking, as we may say. It was quite clean, and obviously the leaves are mainly already have been trimmed down, but I've loosened it and spread out a little bit of the grapevine to have some twiggy bits sticking up and around. I want to sort of like maybe have like an elegance to it, but also with a little bit of a rough texture as well. So that's what we're going to do today. I've already created a bow. Now, I bought some Farasilk ribbon, which has been, arrived from America. And I haven't touched it yet. And I thought, instead of keeping it because it was expensive, I've got to try and use it. So I've used it, the black one that I've got in Farasilk. And I've also used a deluxe ribbon as well. I think it was, yes, the deluxe. And I've done just the black and the red ribbon. Now this is the deluxe one, the 1.5 inch, and the Farasilk, the 7/8. What is it, 7/8? No, it's an inch with the looks of it. Excuse me. With the little beads also hand sewn on, and again they are both extra, well, not extra, should I say, extremely thick wired. They do stay in the position you place them, and the Farasilk was actually to try and twist it was quite, well, not hard, but it was, with it being quite thick and excellent quality, it was a little, or not, or I don't know what the word is, but it was harder to twist than the other ribbons that I've used in the past. And also the deluxe one was also, had strength behind it when I tried to twist it as well. So we've got the red I've done with the glittered edge, and the silk in the center is 6 inch, and then the black Farasilk in 5.5 inch. I've only done 15 inch tail ends at the bottom and 6 at the top. So as you can see, it's not moving when I stroke it under, it just stays where it is. It's fabulous stuff. So I thought, let's do red and black. I will do the blue, the navy blue. I'm just debating on whether to do it with gold or silver, and whether to do a wreath or a table arrangement with some candles. So I may do that. Anyway, excuse me. I've taken off the main stem and put some of my red birch leaves on single picks to dot around. I've got out my bamboo again. I may incorporate that for the wispiness and also the different texture and the airy feeling to it. I've also got out my glittery red bay leaves. Again, I keep them in the packet, guys, because they are heavily glittered and they do shed a lot. And also I've got some, now they look like fern. I've only got, I think they come in a pack of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I thought it was 5. But anyway, I've got a pack of 4, and you can see the glitter at the bottom where it's collected. And again, they're heavily glittered, so I may use those around the sides as well. I've got out my black fern. I thought, let's get in some black fern and dot that around to bounce off of the reds that we have. Now, I had a black Christmas tree, and I kept the top for to use as a swag, and the rest of it I chopped the black pine needles off and placed them on picks. And how I placed them on picks, I just wrapped the pine needle around the stem and then put a bit of glue at the bottom. I've also got out just my filler foliage in case I want some black filler foliage as well. I've had to get these out with them being quite elegant looking. My black poinsettias, and also if I can grab them all, I may have not grabbed them all. I've got out and I've placed from the bunch some black berries, glossy berries on single picks as well. And I've got these out in green, and I thought it's a big wreath. I want something with lots of movement and wispiness and airy feeling, and also a little rough texture. So I've got out my big 11-inch pine needles, or mountain pine. And I also have got out my pomegranates. Now, it's got a bit of green in, so I've got something that's not just one element that's green. And I thought I could just dot these around as well. So I thought, let's have a look at that. And then I've got out, oh, these are lovely. The magnolias. If I can just open it up. Let's just do it like so. Look at those. Black and red magnolia. So red velvet with the black center, and then the glitter, black glitter around the tips of each petal. So I thought we could add those in as well. They come in a pack of 6, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, I think 6. So I'm going to add those in also. So it's just a black and red theme. So I'm going to move everything down here. See you later. What are you doing about your...
I'll get my own.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to bring our camera down. Sorry, my youngest son's going to work. And we're going to crack on and see what we can come up with today. Let me just get my snips out. I've placed them, got the wrong ones out. So one moment, everybody. I've left the ribbon out in case I want to add a little bit more tail ends to the, the wreath. So I'm going to have it something like that. I want to be quite close in so you can get to see how it is. And we'll turn it upside down and we'll work upside down. And again, I've it comes with wire on it, and so I've decided to, where the wire started, I can't remember where it started now, but anyway, where it started, it was twisted together with the piece that they'd finished with. So I untwisted it, took the wire off, and decided to loosen the wreath by just parting it like that and pulling a few bits down, up, down, and then opening it, and then just place the wire back on, but not as tight. So that's how I did that. I can't, some of it has got leaves in, But I don't mind that. Again, I wanted it quite loose. I just keep seeing the odd loose bit where I've widened it. So first of all, I'm going to want to place, and we're going to get glitter everywhere again. So I'm wondering whether to, this is the piece from yesterday. Let's have a look. Oh my gosh, look at all the glitter. Let's get it to the other end. I think. Just shake it a little bit, just to get some more of the glitter off. You can see it all collecting. I won't have got it all. So these are quite long. So I've only got 4. I thought there was 5 in a pack. So I'm going to bend over the stem so it's thicker, because they are very thin. And just do a U-bend. And then we're going to start under our hook. And I'm going to just put some movement in. Look at that. Just by bending the main stem as well, give it a bit of movement. There is a front and a back to these, so I have to keep making sure I've got the right side. That way. And then again, just give it some movement. And I'm going to do 2 down there. I could have got another pack out to do 5, but we'll leave it as it is. And then we'll place one just here. I think because I've loosened it, I've got to make sure it doesn't go through. That one's gone through. So let's get and do it again. Let's have a look. I think if it's gone through like that one, because I've loosened it. In fact, I may get the binding wire. Let me just grab it, guys. Just to hold it down instead of keep cutting them. So where that is, I can thread the binding wire through there, hopefully, and then bring it down and around the back. Let's just also and bend this wire back in itself. So that's just to secure it down so it stays in place. bring that one, let's bend that one over so it goes back in the wreath. Like that. Look at all the glitter already. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to bring those up like that. Oh, I'm going to be full of it. Let's just clear some of the glitter as we go along, guys. So we've got those on, and then I wanted some of our fern. So I think I've got a few oddments in here, or maybe single, I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Oh, one. So I'm going to bring these in. That doesn't seem quite long enough. We'll get a new bunch out and cut them as far to the bottom as possible. And I'm going to keep them with 3 on. I've just remembered. Oops, a daisy. I need to place in the pine. I've forgotten. Because it's long, so I need to get the pine in as well. And I'm going to bring the pine in between here. So let's get that in. Let's put a bit of glue on because these are quite heavy. Just make sure I don't get any of the pine needles in the glue. I think as well here, with it being like the centre, because I'm only doing a crescent, I'm going to bring one out, and with the boundary here it's not going to be too much. I'm going to take off just a few of these pine at the bottom so it gives them more of a stem. And I'm going to bend it so it comes outwards. Just make it that glue. Now then it brought 5 out. See, we end here, so I may just use the 4 because I've got the 4 red, unless I bring one coming in. Let's have a look. They are really long. Let me just try with the bow. I may bring one coming in. I don't usually like to go right across, but I think because this is quite long, I may cut a few off at the bottom just to make it slightly shorter. So all I'm doing is just bringing some of the needles down. Like that. And they're the ones that I'm going to cut off. So the ones above. So I'm just going to snip these off here. Like so. So it's given me as also a longer stem. Don't be frightened to cut things off like this. Some, you know, I say to people, you know, they may look lovely when they're long and they've got all the pines on, the needles. But there's going to be occasions where you're going to have to shorten them. But it will still look, you know, really pretty. Oh, no. Get that glue. So we've got, again, it's extremely big. Let's get these. I feel it's pushing me back. So now I'm going to bring the black fern. We're going to add it where the red is. So we'll come in a little. Give it movement as well. So I'm placing it with the red so it bounces off of it and it's seen. I'm going to bring some on the bottom as well. So the ones I have left, I will bring around in between the pine here. Where's that single one I had? There. And then I'll bring them one coming in there. Oh, my glue's very stringy. And then one there. So that's what I've done with that as well. So I'll keep those out in case I need any more. Oopsie daisy. So let's just cut the bamboo. quite like the cluster. I think I may just place in the cluster. Let's see how that one's done. Right, so that's one cluster there. So if I place in the clusters at the top and at the bottom where the pine is, and then the others a single, like so. So let's get these in. Again, give them a bit of movement, spread them out. I could have done it with, you know, with the red and black gem as well. But I just thought, let's just try it without. Now I've still got gaps here that I'm going to want to fill. So what I'm wanting to do next is get our bow in first. And that will bring it alive as well. So we'll get our weaving needle. Oh, that's the thing. I was going to get some Christmas baubles. Now I was thinking earlier to let the tail ends go over that way to the right side. So let's wherever it is, I can't see. Pull that through and get the next one. Find a gap to place it through. Turn it over. Twist. Oh, I've just stabbed myself. And then bring it back and put it back inside the wreath. A bit of glue I can see there, so let me just pick that up. I don't want it to look messy. So I've got it, so the bow is going, the tail ends are at a diagonal position. So I may just do that effect where you just bend it like that and let them sit. Just like that on the wreath. So, let's have a look at our magnolias and where we're going to place those. And they only come on small stems like so. I think I definitely want one here. I could place in 5. And I'm going to lift slightly up. And they come flat, as you all know, and you just have to have fun with them, open them up, and you'll find the smaller petals in the middle. So those smaller ones are telling you that they stay in the center, and the bigger petals go to the outer side. So then I'm going to place one here. So let's just lift up this pine so we can see what room we've got underneath. Lift that as well. Pine. Like so. Doesn't it look a striking colour? Black and red. It's so pretty. I love it. And then we'll place one here as well on this side. Let's just make sure we've got where I can see. Don't know where to hold now. Like so. Have you all got your Halloween decorations up? I've seen somebody here where I live who's got the Christmas decorations up. There is some people around here that put them up quite early. There. Let's lift it a little. And same with that one. Let me stand above now, guys. I prefer when I do a wreath to stand above it. So that's what we have at the moment. Doesn't that look wonderful? Really pretty. I'm not going to put another one in because I don't want to have oh, I don't know. Let's have a look. I was going to think I don't want it to have too much because we've got other red elements as well. But the red is the main colour that I chose. The black was just like the accent colour for it to bounce from. Where's the third one? Oh, it's there. Let's just have a look. No, I feel that's too much. So we'll place those there as well. Because we've got our black poinsettias also, which you probably won't see, but I want to dot them around. Now let me just try with the pomegranates, see what it will look like. If it's too much, I won't add them in. Oh my goodness. How did I get this on? I'm trying to see. Oh, I got these from the range. Now that could look quite nice. But I'm going to split them, so let's take the tag off. So there's 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm not going to put lots in. I'm wondering if I could take one off of here, so then every one of them's got 2. Let's do that if I can. Oh gosh, that was a bit hard. Let's get a bit of glue on the stem. And just transfer one over. There, so then they've got 2 each on. So let me just tidy up where I've put that one. So we could add these in, a bit of fruit, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then the one coming out from the side. Again, not overloading it with it. So let's do that. I'm going to take that leaf off, so it gives me a longer stem. And cut those. So let's get these in. If you want, you could add red apples instead of the pomegranates. Let's take that leaf off as well. Let's just lift up our bow and let's have a look. There. Bring that out from the side. And then put the one on at the end as well. We'll take the leaf off of there, just pull it off. You could place them on picks, or if you see when you buy stems, you see some of the little prongs that have not got anything on, you can attach them there as well. Just adding a little bit of fruit. So we've done that. Now, I've got these. I want to add in some black. So I may bring a few of those in. I also want to add in some of our berries as well. But let's get our poinsettias in. And let's have a look. Let's get one right on the bottom here. I'm going to put in different sizes. It's not catching very well. Let's bring that there. Bring one in the centre as well. So just by adding a little bit more black, it takes away the vibrancy of the red. Just tone it a little bit. Just bring some on the outer side. Well, so excuse me, I want something on the ends here, so I may bring in some of these birch just to put a bit up. Do I do that, or do I do, because the birch are really dark, or do I place in the bay leaves instead? I can open them. Because, yes, I think it's the bay leaves, guys. So I'm going to bend those stems again. I'm going to put under the black here the bay leaves, so you'll see the black poinsettia. And we'll do it at the other end as well. Give it a little bit of movement. So I may not use the birch because they are much darker. I don't know, we'll see. We'll hang on to them. I don't want any more pomegranates. So I'll just put the bow around a ribbon of, oh my goodness, a band around them. I can. Oh gosh, I've just snapped that one. Oh my goodness. Let's do. So we'll place those there as well. I don't think any more poinsettias in the black. So we'll take those off. I'm not, on this one, I'm not trying to place in too many elements. I'm trying to keep it, what we may call, elegant, but you don't have to make something elegant, you don't always have to place in lots and lots of elements to do that. And I want to show, that it's not always needed. You can, as well, if you want to bring more tail ends coming out here, I might just cut a couple here and bring them here or somewhere around the arrangement. So I'm wanting to bring, because we've got these here, I wanted to bring not too many. I don't want red on red everywhere. So I may. It's hard not to place red on red with it just being those colours. I may place one coming out here. So let's try and get one in there underneath the poinsettia. Give it a bit of movement as well. So I think around here we're going to start adding in. I may bring those on the outer side, or I may not even use them. So let's have a look at these. Are rose leaves that I've got out. I was looking at some black eucalyptus. I just want, let's just cut a few of these up. I need something a little bit more bushy. I don't know whether to add in another green colour. I do quite like just the minimal colour of the green, but I definitely need something around here to start to hide our wreath. Just like adding in some black leaves. I need now, because there's black there, something red. me just see. I don't think I need, because by placing these in, it's just gonna, you know, cover, and it's gonna look, I need something smaller. So let me just put those in. Place a band around those so they don't, glitter doesn't get everywhere. So just bear with me one moment, guys. Again, I could also just put another loop of the ribbon in. They look quite pretty, so I'll keep those out. And let's look for the black. I just need to be a little bit careful with the black, because if I place in big pieces of the black, it can then make it, I don't know, look too dark, and then you'll have to start adding in more red to you know, bring it alive again. I'm going to just stick with that to start, because I was just thinking if I add in some, now I've got these oddments of Parfavolia, so I could keep those, but let's carry on. I don't think I'm going to use these. I think they make it look a bit more, I don't know what the word is. You know, when something, I think, cheaper looking, they bring the quality of the wreath down a little bit, because as much as I like them, it's just not going to work with this. So we've got our black there. I'm going to have to bring some black foliage in here if I can. So you want to see some black foliage. Again, can you see it's now starting to make it look darker by adding the black? So I'm trying just to be a little bit careful of how much I'm placing in. It's the, again, as I stated, it's the red that's the main colour that I've chosen. And it's the red that I'd like to see stand out. And the black is just that little colour to add in for it to bounce off of. Let's have a look. I think I may need one around here. Right, so we're going to add in the red. Now these are more of a cluster, so again these will bring the arrangement out just by adding those in. So let's cut the stem. And with them being a cluster, they will hide a bit more of your wreath as well. Just spread them out. So now it doesn't look as dark. Let's just bring that up. These are very thin stems as well. Do one here in the same place. Okay, just spread out your leaves and place them in different directions. Now I'm going to want, I think, I'm going to want one there. I can just move it away, and I want one here to fill this bit, you know, a little bit of a gap. And then with the, I may get a cluster of the eucalyptus and place it in between, so it fills, you know, those little gaps up. Let me just see with the Parfavolia. I may not even have, not Parf, yeah, I think it's Parfavolia, or it might be tea leaf. Just see if I add in a bit of green on top. See, that looks nice. It sort of like then bounces off of it, because at the moment all we've got is, you know, red, black on top, and the green is just around the sides. It's not on top. So I think by just adding a little bit of thingy green, I have got, now I have got some stuff that is dusted. So that's dusted. I could place those in. So I'm going to add these in at the side as well. It's just trial and error, guys. If you know, you see a gap and then you realise that, you know, oh, there's a bit of a gap there. I really need something a bit bigger to fill that space. You know, look for something that's like a cluster, like these, and you know, where there's lots of leaves on. What will fill that gap for you? Bring that in, instead of something like, you know, really thin stem with just probably one leaf on it, and then that means you're going to have to then add more to it to fill that gap, if that makes sense. Because I do have the berries. You may not even be able to see the berries, so I may place those around the side as well. So let's try the eucalyptus. So just like clusters, I know that these are, oh, it's got something on that. These are not as much as a cluster as the red ones. They are spread out, but that will just fill in a little bit of a gap there. Just to place that there so it doesn't look too big. Just make sure that's, and if you feel it's still not enough, then just add another piece with it again to build up a cluster of the eucalyptus like that. So I've got that same problem here as well, where there's a little gap, so I'll place in some eucalyptus here. I'll place in two together so it's a bit more of a cluster. And when you look, if they are quite airy, so to place two together like that to give it that thicker cluster, and it's wider, or you can, you know, just bend some of the stem either way and place them on top of each other so it's spread further out and to create a cluster. And I'm gluing these both together. So I've got that cluster under there. And I'm just placing them over each other like that, and then just putting the glue on the end and dipping them in together. And again, just giving it that little bit there too. Now, let's have a look. Now, these are all on single picks. I did quite like the Parfavolia. Just to add that in. Let's have a look. Again, these are scraps that I've got. Just add in a little bit of that green. I'm just placing them to see if I like where they sit and if they, you know, make the arrangement, you know, come alive a little bit more. And I think I'd like one in between the bow. Probably one there. And then bring one on the opposite side as well, so it's around. And you don't have to, I'm going to place a green under here. I think we need a bit of green on the ends in colour. So I've got 2 left. So where could I place these? I place one here, just sticking out a little bit to the side, and maybe one there as well. So I like how that looks by just adding in just that little bit of lighter green as well. Excuse me, it's more of a, like, I don't know, it's not a dark green, it's, I don't know, it's a light green going on to maybe a very pale limey colour. So that's just lifting it as well. So I'm going to just place these in. And when you place them in, you know, spread the leaves out so they're not just sitting as a big clump or cluster together. Give them that movement, extend them. Again, entwine them with other foliage. Sorry about my head being in the way. I'll place one on here on this side of the bow, and then we'll mix that up, bring the floral and cover a little bit as well, just so it's not all a clump of green there. So I'm just maybe place this a little bit as a bit more depth. and then just bring the odd one through our ribbon, just so it looks like some pieces are growing through the ribbon. And that one can go down and bring those two up like so. Oops. I wondered why it wasn't going in. I've just missed the target. There we go. Just keep turning. Again, bring some through. Give you that impression that it's growing through everything. Like that. Like so I don't need any, I haven't got any more. I place those in to give them that lovely feel. I don't think we need any more of the eucalyptus. So we'll place those back. Doesn't that look wonderful? That is so pretty. I love it. I really love it. So now we have our berries. We come to our berries. So I am not going to place any of these. I could bring a few of those around the side, but I won't be bringing them on the top. Let's get rid of the glitter. So the berries are going to go around the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know, I must be going silly with counting. I could have sworn I got 5 out. So I'm just going to place the berries around the side. We may as well get them used. Place them in. Put one under there. Gosh, please. What have I hit that it won't go through? That's just something catching to stop it from going in the wreath. Let me just lift it up a little bit. I can't seem to get it in for some reason. No, it's not going in there. Let me just... see if that's in the way. While I'm here, let me just check if there's any stems sticking out. Let's just cut it a little bit more. There's one here. Right, there's something that's stopping me getting this berry in up here. Everywhere I try, it's just been stopped. And it'll be because there's all the stems in the way. Now, last one. Up here. So we've got those in. So I may just dot, because there's a few like around the sides here, just a few little bits of a gap here. If you put your fist there, you can see between those under here. So I may just add a little bit of the green there to just fill that gap as well. Because these are just little picks, they're not going to fill in a lot. It's just to give that little bit of green colour under there. Oops, got glue on me. And I just go around. I can cut all of these. There we go. Bring one under here. And these I'm just popping in where I feel. Now that may, you won't probably not see it, but just to put that little bit of green underneath. Like here, there's just black, red here, and there's no green under the black. I think that's where I struggled last time. I don't know why. I'm going to have a look at that. Let's see. I think because there's a lot of glue up here from when I've placed on quite a bit of glue as well. There we go. I've just seen, I didn't see that one before. So we've now got, excuse me, we've got everything in. I'm not going to add any more because I don't want to place in any more red or any more black. I've added the green. I wanted green in anyway from the start with me choosing the pine needles. But I think by adding in just these little bits of green and the bit of green foliage on the pomegranates as well is just added that little bit to it. I can't bend it, they're very heavy, tough. And it's made it, you know, come alive a little bit more with the green as well. And if you notice that you're going slightly, you know, you've got slightly too much black or too much red, then, you know, get the opposite colour to what you've got. So like if I've got too much red, then get a black and add in a black to tone it down a little bit. But if you still think then you've got too much red and black, then grab some foliage. Place in the foliage, give that foliage like I did with these a chance to you know, fill it as well and bring it alive a little bit more. And I think, guys, that is really, really pretty. You know, I tell you now, I really do like that. I really, you know, I think it's gorgeous. Gorgeous colour. Let's get rid of all this here. Look at the glitter. We don't want all that glitter around us, do we, guys? Clean as you go. But yeah, I think that is absolutely stunning. It's big. Again, it was on a 16-inch wreath. And that would look, whether you have that, I think something like that I'd want inside. I really would, because I'd want to admire it from the inside. So I think that is, you know, but if you want it on outside, it will definitely be noticed. You know, not because of just the size of it, the colour. It would be noticed for the colour and the, you know, how it blends together perfect and looks extremely elegant. And I think, I mean, I'm getting my easel out, but I may place a tail end on. And I think around here, something's telling me here. So I've got the Farrow silk, and then I've also got the deluxe ribbon, and again both from America. So what I may do, because these tail ends are going over here, then we've got these smaller ones up here. So to make that triangle with the tail ends, I think bring some down here. But I'm not going to have them long so they excuse me, I've got a tickle in my throat. I'm not going to have them long so they hang too far down and look odd. I want to have them just about 3 inches below where I'm going to place it. So that would be there. So probably around here. So let me just put a dovetail in. And then get the black Farrow silk. I've seen some lovely Farrow silk one, guys, but oh my gosh, it is ever so expensive. When I say expensive, I think it's about 68 English pounds just for 10 yards. And I'm going to do this slightly shorter, so they're on two different levels, or two different lengths. So let's, now it was the black one what was harder to cut, because it was, my scissors seemed to, oh, and then it's sort of like, and I want to tidy those little bits up on the end. There. So then all I'm going to do is place those two together, the black on top. And as you can see, I've about an inch and a half smaller. Where's the wire? And I'm just going to pinch them together at the top. Get my wire. You can use pipe cleaner, whichever you feel more comfortable with. And I'm pulling tight because the Farrow silk and the deluxe ribbon is really quite thick. So what I'm going to do with this, so tail and there, so it's going to be around here. So let's just move. In fact, I may wrap that around this stem. Or do I? Oh, I could, yes. It's the thick wire stem. I can just grab it from the opposite side. And that's another way of doing it. Instead of threading it through your grapevine, you can wrap it around a stem and just twist it. Let's cut it off. And then fold the wire inwards so it doesn't catch. And I'm going to bring the black on this side because we've got the red foliage. And just go under there. So I've added the tail end on, so that just gives it that little bit extra. And again, I haven't gone too far down because I didn't want it to be too much. So we've left, let's sit that back there. So it looks like then now we've got 3 tail ends. So obviously one here, one across here, and then one down there. So I'm going to place it, I'm going to lift the camera and I'm going to place it on our easel. So let's just get the camera up. I need to see how big it is on the easel. Oh, I keep forgetting to place a hook on my easel. So those can go there. I actually bend it there. So let's just have a look on the heart. Gosh, it's big, guys. It's big, but I love big. Let me bring up my stand. I may have to get the stand up a bit higher. You perhaps can't see all the way to the bottom or top which one, but doesn't that look divine? I think here, that's the centre piece. Yeah, let's get that more central. And obviously the loop here as well. Bring that forward also. That's better, much better. I think with here we could just bend those as well. So I've been wanting to do a black and red one for a while. I've been wanting to do I was speaking to some of people last night, you know, who watch my videos, and saying I've got things I want to be doing. You know, I'd like to do a gingerbread man one. I'd like to, or these may be in swags or wreaths, I'm not sure, but a gingerbread man one, a candy cane swag or wreath, a blue and gold one. I said something else, Santa, snowman, things like that, where I've got the attachments. So yeah, I've got things that I can do, you know, but I think it's when I get up in the morning and I just think today, oh, I fancy doing that today. Oh, I'm going to do a red and black one. Last night I thought red and gold, blue and gold, but then this morning I got up and I thought, no, red and black. Let's do a red and black. And again, doesn't it look stunning? Beautiful colours. Again, you could use this for Halloween. You could use it for Christmas. Obviously, I've done it for Christmas, but you could use it for Halloween. And maybe you could place just like a black skull's head in here if you wanted to do it for a Halloween, you know, in the arrangement or off to one side, and do something like that. Or maybe a red, you know, a witch's hat or anything like that, or a dragon. Who knows, guys? That a red dragon. So I hope you like that, and I hope you like the colours, and I hope that you think, you know, you're gonna give it a go yourselves, and what elegant colours to have. I might have this. I might keep this, and I might place this in my house for Christmas. Even though it's not my colour scheme, I can put it somewhere else. I really can. But I love that. So I might hang on to it. But if somebody wants to, you know, wants to buy it, I'll just make another one. So why not? Why not? So give it a go, guys. Even if you're not doing it in red and black and you want to do it maybe in orange and black, or maybe in gold and black, silver and black, you know, pink and black, anything like that, guys, have fun with it. Have fun. Get some wonderful, you know, arrangements out of different colours. You know, a lady was saying that she needs to broaden her mind concerning colours together. And I did reply and say, you'll be surprised by placing colours together that you think doesn't go. You'll be pleasantly surprised that you can make it stand out, and it's unique and it catches people's eyes. And, you know, and it will, guys. You know, I did, when I first did an orange and blue once, somebody said, orange and blue? Oh, that doesn't go. And when they saw it, they fell in love with it. You know, it's because they said, oh, I've never seen anything like that. I think sometimes people may be a little scared to try it. So if you're not sure about the colour scheme, try it on a smaller wreath, or whether it be an 8 or 10-inch wreath. Try it on a smaller wreath, or even if you're doing an arrangement foam, get an old, you know, some foam that you've cut off a block, and just try it, and then just place a few bits together, see what you think of the colour scheme, and if you like it, then do it on the bigger scale. That's how I always used to do it, and when I was learning especially, I was always told to try it like that before I actually do the bigger scale and be disappointed. So it's best to do it smaller and you don't use less elements, and if you don't like it, then you can reuse the elements for something else. So give this a go. It's a wonderful colour, and again, it will be recognised, and people will spot it. So have a wonderful day. Please subscribe, share and like. Bring everybody along again to see all the different colours, you know, to see what we can do and place together to make something beautiful and unique, whether it be for yourself, family, friends, or even to sell. And if you are selling it and you make something like this, it will draw your customers in. I'm sure it would. If not, then, well, you may have to do it even bigger to make sure, and add in something else like a black and red jewel as well. Who knows, guys? You know, the world is your oyster. So, again, have fun. I loved it. I love it. I really do love it. So, take care. Have a grand day. Good health. To my dear friend Sandra, I hope you get better soon, my lovely. You know, I'm always thinking about you. You know, please, you know, take care. You know, stay warm, wrap up, you know, and drink plenty of water. And, you know, I hope you get better quickly. So, all the best, Sandra. So, have a wonderful day, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, let's just take this off the stand. And let's come in closer. Turn the wreath around. Right, there is our... Oh, it's not zooming in. Look, one moment, guys. I have to put... There we go. There is our black Farrow silk ribbon with all the bits on. Over here in the UK, we call them hundreds and thousands, as you can see. They're all those, and then they're beautiful deluxe. Look at that, isn't that pretty? I love the glitter on the sides of the silk, and they're double backed as well. The Farrow silk, it's just been, again, as you can see, hand stitched. It's extremely thick. So there is our lovely pomegranates. Look how striking they are. Not pomegranates. Oh my goodness, I knew there couldn't be a day without me saying something wrong. There is our magnolias, there's our pomegranates, and there is our glittered cluster foliage, our lovely black webbed poinsettias, our bay leaves, our little Parfavolia, obviously our beautiful pine, mountain pine, our blackberries and our eucalyptus and our black fern, and then also the red glittered foliage here, and our bamboo and our filler foliage in black. So again, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Give it a go and have fun with it. Have fun. So I'll see you all soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now. Bye-bye.